this year. First of all, thank you so much everyone for being here, and some of us could not join us, such as cross country, but most of us did. Hey Sun, are you excited?
Sure I am. Ryan, who are you going to vote for the president?
Oh, me. I'm obviously voting for him. What do you think?
I see. Okay, then shall we begin?
Yes, I'd love to.
First, we would like to present to you the order of the speeches.
Speeches are 3 minutes each, so they're pretty short.
First, we have secretary and treasurer speeches.
Then we're having vice president and president speeches. I wonder what they're going to say.
Let's find out.
All right?
First, jumping into secretary, we have Tomo Shimada from 12th grade. Please welcome him.
So, hi, I'm Tomo Shimada and I'll be running as your secretary. First of all, I'd like to say that I honestly don't have any other slide than this, and this is basically impromptu. But I want to talk about that. I'm not going to be talking about how great I am, about my grades, how great my grades are. They're not, and I'm not going to talk about how the clubs that I've joined and not joined. And I'm not going to talk about my strength, especially what might be useful for my skill. Except I want to talk about my motives for running for secretary. So basically, last year running, I was a grade rep for 11th grade. But I saw a lot of problems, you know. I went to pizza forums. For those of you who are new, these are basically events that took in lab time where we talk about school's issue. And I've realized that there's a lot of problems that might not show in the surface, like this division of people, like how specific people are clumped to specific groups, and how for some people they might feel left out. And these things are things that are not addressed by last year student council, and I saw that as a great problem. And this is why I mainly ran for secretary. I hope that I could make a change, and I hope that I could be more. I hope that I can make a change and work hard for this issue. Thank you.
Thank you for that wonderful speech, Tomo Shimada.
Next, we have Nicole Shin from 10th grade.
Please welcome her.
Hello everyone, my name is Nicole Shin, and you might have seen me during Taste of CDS, or you might remember my video that you saw during Longhouse last week. It was the one with the animated character. And in that, I talked about 5 reasons why you should vote for me as secretary. And today, in this speech, I'll be talking about 5 other reasons that I believe I should be elected secretary. But before that, I'm gonna give you a quick refresher about what was in my video. So I talked about how I'm a hard worker, I have new ideas to give, I'm pretty good at leadership, I have great time management skills, and I'm a responsible person. Okay, now I'm gonna actually start my speech. So I'm gonna talk about 2 at a time, 2 together. So communicative and good listening skills, because I believe they go together. First off, listening skills. Now this might not seem like much because everyone has basic listening skills, right? But when it comes to the role of secretary, I believe it is important because we have to attentively listen to the meetings and take notes. And not only that, but we have to take into consideration the opinions of all of you in order to make changes that would actually satisfy the school. And because this also blends into being communicative, talking to other people about these issues, for example, I would be able to listen to your opinions and correctly give them to the people who actually need to hear them. Thus, you can trust me to relay your opinions onto the council. Next, we have being persistent or continuing a task despite difficulties. And I know what it feels like to want to give up on projects, tests, or assignments, but I never actually did because I consider myself to be a persistent person. Next, being open-minded. I think being open-minded is important to every single student council member because we have to be able to take in the opinions of all of you and try to change the school for the better. And I'm very open-minded when it comes to anything, so I believe it would serve a great thing in the council. Lastly, I'm a pretty collaborative person. If you've been here for long, you know that we have a lot of group projects and group assignments. And since I have so much experience in that and leading some of the projects, I believe I could be a great addition to the council and be able to collaborate with other members. I hope that the total of 10 reasons, including the video, was enough to convince you to vote for me. Please vote for Nicole Shin as secretary.
Thank you.
Next, we have Su Shin from 4th grade.
Please welcome her.
Bum, bum, bum. Okay, so this is Sue's journey to be a good secretary part 2. So now let's start the game. Okay, so I thought, what should I do next in order to prove that I am a good secretary? Well, there's Miss McGuire. Miss McGuire, should I ask her? Okay. And she told me that I should go find Mr. Musselman and ask what a good secretary should be like. So I went up to the 3rd floor and found Mr. Musselman there. I asked, how could I prove that I am a good secretary? Well, he said that I need to be someone who's very attentive to details. And people who are attentive to details become good secretaries. So, one fact about me that shows that I'm a person who's very attentive to detail is that I actually take notes about my friends' preferences for food. So, here is an excerpt of my long list of my friends' food preferences. And as you can see, the fact that Minju likes mint but doesn't like mint-flavored food is something only a very observant person could notice. That's interesting. And then, Mr. Musselman gave me a second task, that I should also be a very organized person. How could I prove that I'm an organized person? I need to find 2 items as evidence. So I went to my room and searched for 2 items that could prove that I'm a very organized person. So I found there were notes in my shelf. The notes I took for my class. This one is the note I took for biology, 9th grade. And that is the note I took for AP World History when I was in 10th grade. As you can see, these notes are very neat and organized. But I also need another item that really shows that I'm an organized person. So I found a journal I wrote when I was in 7th grade. I really like to keep records and keep track of things. So here is a note I took for a book I was reading with 15 characters. And this is the journal I wrote for the World Experience Tour that I went in 7th grade with Miss Ladders, Mr. Howell, Miss Adina and Mr. Huang. So I brought these 2 items to Mr. Musselman. And I proved that I was a very organized person. After completing 2 tasks and proving that I am a person who's very suitable for a secretary, now all I need is your vote, your one precious vote that will allow me to evolve into the next secretary.
Next, we have Yumin Park from 11th grade.
All right, please welcome her.
Hello, Daltonians! Okay, so my name is Gyumin Park, as you all would know, I guess. But if you don't know, I'm still Gyumin Park and I'm a junior running for secretary this year. So, as you maybe all seen in your Instagram or maybe Facebook, that's my poster. Please vote for Gyumin. So, I've been in this school for about 3.5 years, and I've like experienced some like difficulties between some grades, that there are difficulties between communications. So let me just introduce myself. I'm a very happy communicator. I have short but active legs, as you see. I run around the school trying to communicate with everyone that I know, and you might also see me maybe like calm during the meetings. But yeah, I'm always very active. And I'm also a very responsible person. I've been to many opportunities that I could express my leadership, so you can trust me. So if you still don't know by listening to all these 3 speeches saying that they want to be a secretary, well, a secretary is basically the listen and write person. And so they write meeting notes during the meetings. So, for Goose, I'm a ubiquitous communicator. You can see me literally everywhere and every day. To be a very good communicator, I thought that organization skills were very important. And notes, you don't even have to speak without them. I'm a very good note taker. And organization skills are not only needed for like note takings, but are also important for thinking and trying to express your ideas, because everyone can think and everyone can organize, but a leader has to organize their thoughts more thoroughly inside their mind before expressing their thoughts to many people. So I think that relates to listening skills, because to be able to communicate, you have to know everyone's opinions and know everyone's perspective to communicate with them. So please vote me to rise like a phoenix. Thank you.
Next, we're going to transition to treasurer.
First, we have Jasmine Kwon from 12th grade.
Please welcome her.
Good afternoon, CDS. This is Jasmine Kwon running for treasurer, and this is my 2nd time running. If you ask me why, I'm running again because first, I know what it takes to be a treasurer after a year of hard service, and second, I know Dalton and its school community very well, and third, I harbor a leadership of service. It is hard to know the exact role of treasurer without actually experiencing it. Last year, when I was new at this job, I thought it would be an easy task to manage a single school budget. However, budget keeping was not the only task. More physical labor was required than expected. I had to actually run around the entire school collecting money for dress down day, Halloween party, prom, and etc. I had to meticulously record and check all monetary transactions, organize receipts, and double, triple check all calculations. Through all this effort, I learned how important the role of treasurer is to the student council. You need money. However, after 1 year of experience as a treasurer, I've discovered a major problem, which is misuse of spreadsheets. Most of the mistakes that occurred happen to be miscommunication between the student council members. Whenever that happens, I had to look over history of Google Sheets in order to locate the origin of the problem. These are all the events that we hosted last year in student council, and there were always some problems, big or small, regarding misuse of spreadsheets. Next year, in order to prevent such inefficiency, I plan to be a spreadsheet master. Since I've diagnosed the major problem, I'll be sure to address those problems with the right remedy. Now that I've talked about my aptitude for this position, I'll now like to talk about how closely I am needed to this community of Dalton. In order to be a leader, it is very crucial to know deeply about that community. This is my 7th year in Dalton, and I know our school community very well. With my experiences in Dalton, I have seen how Dalton transformed and advanced, and I've improved myself along with Dalton's development. All my life, I've involved myself in numerous orchestral festivals in and out of school as a double bass player. In the music industry, the double bass is often referred as the grandfather of the string family. The grandfather is not the star of the family, but the most necessary and important element. Every time I play music, I make sure how the low sound is always the foundation, without which the music loses its balance. We can't really know the importance when it's in harmony together, but its role is crucial in making the orchestra powerful. Similarly, The role of double bass also applies to the role of treasurer. All the flashy school events would not be in congregation if not for the hard work of treasurer behind the scenes. I believe in order for the student council to successfully serve the student body, a treasurer must be like the bass note of the orchestra, leadership in the form of service, and I strive to be just that. Thank you.
Next, we have Shirley Lee from 11th grade. Please welcome her.
Hi guys, my name is Shirley Lee. I'm currently a junior in this school and I'll be running as the treasurer for 2019 presidential presentation. Before I start out with anything, I will tell you a short summary of your school life. Every morning, you meet your friends, say hi, and the first thing that you'll probably say is, "Oh my god, I'm so tired, I wish I could go home." Then you go through first, second, and third period. Then you say again to your friends, "Oh man, I'm so tired, I wish it's lunchtime." And after the last few periods, getting ready to go home, you come up to your gang of friends saying, "Finally, you're going home," with full of happiness, the best moment of your day. And here pops up the phone alarm out of nowhere titled, Hard School. You just realize right out of your instinct that the best moment of your day is beautifully ruined. I know, you know, and we all know that school can't be loved by anyone. We all know the most common topic for chatting between our friends is how much the school sucks. I know this because I have complained myself about the school. I know some of you guys don't even care about the school being better, but wouldn't it be better for us to make our school at least slightly better, more enjoyable, even just for the duration that we stay in CDS? Yes, some may argue that the overall quality of the school has improved so much. Yes, I do agree. Yes, the school has never been better than now through my past 5 years in CDS, but I believe that it can be better and it needs your voice. Some of you may wonder, if she's running for the position of a treasurer, why is she talking about these things? Shouldn't she just talk about the money stuff? Okay, so I'll tell you these 3 qualities that make me as a great treasurer. First is responsibility. As a lot of my friends and even teachers know, I probably have been never late to any assignments or projects for the last 2 years in high school. Second of all, is my past experiences. I have been in various leadership positions such as student council and club leaders. Furthermore, I believe that being in CDS for 5 years do give you a good idea of what the problems are in the school and will be able to point out those problems that can be fixed in school. Third is my own personality. As many of my friends know, I have a very candid, very straightforward, some might call it as a salty personality. However, I believe that by having this personality, we can face the real problems that we can have in school and can actually point out those things that can be fixed in school. But besides from having a good quality of a treasurer itself, since it's one of the 4 head members of the student council, the focus has to be also set towards making the school better. These are the things that I can assure you if I become your high school treasurer and you vote me as a high school treasurer for this year. First is grade and classrooms. Yes, I do know that we previously had pizza from Mr. Musselman, but however, I believe that by having a forum with our grade members will bring a more comfortable environment to express our needs for our school. Second of all, is the anonymous suggestion box. Yes, this had been brought up 1 or 2 years ago in student council. However, I believe that this was very unapproachable to many of the students, and I would like to make this in a more approachable way. Last but not least, suggested school parties. So I would like to have your opinions for the parties. Please go for Shirley Lee, grade 11, as your 2019 school year treasurer. This will be a correct choice for you to make. Your voice matters. Thank you.
Thank you for Next, we have Jerry Jerome Lee from 12th grade. Please welcome him.
Who here doesn't like Dalton? Who here has problems with Dalton? Whether it's the food, the uniforms, or the sporting events, I know that each and every single one of you has some issues with Dalton. And I know that we like to point fingers at the school for our problems, but I believe we, as students, can also do more to fix these problems. I believe that a better management of money from the student council can help solve most of our problems. So, do I have a plan? Yeah. I have one plan and one plan only. To make Dalton worth it. See, let's be realistic here. Dalton isn't some school that everyone can afford. No. Every year, we pay 30 million won to come to the school. And to put that into context, that's 120 pairs of Yeezys. Or 30 iPad Pros. Think about what you can do with that amount of money. And think about what you can buy. But since we come to Dalton instead of that, clearly coming to Dalton is a special privilege and a very costly one. And so, I want to make So I definitely want to make every cent of that count. And how will I do that? By tirelessly listening to your concerns and ideas. By tirelessly working with the school to fix our problems and improve your school life. By tirelessly making sure not a single penny of the money we pay to our school goes to waste. And so, you might be asking, how do we know that you're going to do a good job? Obviously, I forgot the speech like 3 times right now, so how do you know I'm going to do a good job? Well, how about experience? I've been a senior, and I've been at the school 4 years since 9th grade, and that means that I know the school inside out. I know how the school works and doesn't work. I know which changes will work and which won't be successful. I know which changes will be popular and which won't. And in addition to that, I am the Undersecretary General for Daemun this year. Yeah. And this means I am in charge of all financial operations for the conference, which means that I have and will gain valuable knowledge on how to run and manage finance on a big scale, which is basically what a good treasurer should do. And so, should you care about me? Well, if you care about your money being well spent, if you care about enjoying every single day of your school, and if you care about a treasurer who can manage both things efficiently and effectively, then I say, yes, you should care about me. Say yes to Jerome.
Thank you for the speech, Jerome Lee.
Next, we have Jia Choi from 10th grade. Please welcome her.
Vote for Iya. Good afternoon, CDS High School students. My name is Jia, not Iya Choi, and I'm running for the treasurer of Student Council. Now, if you were asleep until this point, I advise you to wake up, because this is your greatest chance to learn about your future treasurer and why you need to vote for Jia. So for the past 3 years, I have had the privilege of being a part of Student Council as a treasurer, president, and 9th grade representative. And for 13 years of my life, I've been stuck with my little brother as an older sister. Through these experiences, I was able to develop as a leader, enhance my communication skills, and learn what kind of expectations I have to meet as a student council member, and most importantly, as a treasurer. And I know how to solve any problems that I may encounter. So, vote for Jia. And now, what am I going to do if I'm elected as your treasurer? Well, first of all, I'm not going to make any promises because I don't know what you want. And I do not want to promise anything that's unfeasible or impossible because I do not want to let you down. But I'm going to promise 3 things. 1, I will reach out to you before you reach out to me in order to integrate your ideas into Student Council. Student Council is something we make all together, not just the Student Council members. 2,
I will provide you with the best quality and quantity. Before purchasing an item, I will look through all the websites, Coupang, Gmarket, auction, and I will read all the reviews to find the cheapest item with the best quality. And 3, I will devote my time, my energy, and my effort for you all. And of course, a lot of candidates for the treasurer would say this, I'm going to devote my time. But I will actually sacrifice myself and devote my downtime to improve your school lives. So, just vote for Gia. And if you can't remember my name, I'm going to be the 4th option on the Google Forms you're going to see tomorrow. So just vote for. I will make this the greatest year for the class of 2020, a fantastic year for the juniors and my fellow sophomores, and a fresh and welcoming year for the freshmen. So what you have to do is vote Gia, not Ia, as your 2019 to 20 school treasurer. Now, are you still not convinced? Here are my last few words. First, I am filled with compassion, fueled by passion. I am your greatest choice to represent your voice. I will devote my time, so vote. Vote for Gia as your 2019 to 20 school treasurer.